Microphone is complete.
Yeah. Recording in progress. You know you can't stop us
Yeah.
because this team, certain media.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Nice. All right, y'all. I'm about to get started. My people, how you doing? Darian Wigfall here, certain media owner, and I'm also a DIY musician. So my background, we're going to talk about it today. I got a free presentation for you, mostly geared towards DIY musicians. But if you're a DIY artist, like graphic artist or visual artist or any dancer, a lot of these things are transferable. So I highly suggest you watch this as well. If you're a business owner, a lot of these things transfer. I actually go step by step through the process of how to register a business in the state of Missouri, and how to get sales. So if you're a business owner, this course is for you as well. We're going to talk about who it's for a lot more later. But Why not just get into it? Let's get into it, y'all. So, what I want to express to you today is how to learn how to successfully level up in the music industry in 30 days or less for less than $200. My goal is to provide do-it-yourself artists with the tools to successfully navigate the business side of the music industry and get paid doing it. Because in the world we live in, you need to get paid. I got bills to pay. You got bills to pay. You know, all of us have bills to pay. So getting paid is important. What we're going to cover in the next 45 minutes to an hour is how the tools I've gained can work for you as a time and money hack, right? As well as how to navigate the business side of the music industry without having to be business minded. And number one that you're going to get from this course and a little bit here today in this free webinar is how to fund your dreams. That's the number one module. You can even get it free on our channels. You can go to our Instagram, go to our YouTube at Certain Media Studios on Instagram, at Certain Media 314 on YouTube, and that video is there for you. Again, like I said, I'm giving you a lot in this webinar. Just in this webinar now, you might need to take another step from here, but just with this webinar, I'm going to give you a lot of game that's going to help you get more money, protect your music, and connect to more people. So what we also want you to learn is valuable tips on home vocal recording, time management, how to turn your art or music into a business, how to protect your art and your music, how to book, promote, and conduct your shows no matter what the occasion. So what you're probably asking yourselves now is, how can I navigate my way to the top of Billboard for less than $200? But what you're really asking is, what does this person know about the music industry? What makes Darian Wigfall such an expert? So I'll tell you a little bit about who created this course. That's me, Darian Wigfall. First of all, I'm a human. Next, I'm a musician and a DJ. I DJ constantly around St. Louis and around the country a little bit. I'm an author and a writer. I have one book published. I got two more on the way. Actually, I got two books published. Wait for that a little bit later. I'm an activist and organizer. If you Google my name, that's probably what you'll find first. Or if you Google Darian Wigfall plus Ferguson, that's probably what you'll find first. I'm a business owner. I own Certain Media now. I own part of Farfetch still, and I used to run that collective. I'm a former radio show host, so I've had a lot of different types of experiences in media. I'm a former venue and owner and studio manager. So I've run a venue and I've run a studio, and I'm a DJ, so sort of a performing artist as well. But you might wonder where my experience came from. What is it really? And what you would really be asking is, what is Farfetched? So that is what gives me the experience to be able to manage you and give you the game that I'm going to give you today, and then give you everything that's in the course. All those 10,000 hours of work, putting on shows, recording videos, shooting music videos, going on road trips to go to shows, doing tours, all those things came from Farfetched. So we were in operation for about 10 years. We had 6 artists on the Lou Fest stages, which Lou Fest was our St. Louis equivalent to Lollapalooza or Memphis in May. We had 100+ songs played on the radio, the same radio station I worked at, KEHX, and we had some played on NPR and St. Louis Public Radio. And then I grew relationships with Ableton, Pulitzer Foundation for the Arts, Four Hands Brewing Company, Urban Chestnut Brewing Company, Peg Artista co-working space, shout out to them, that's where we are today, and Sweetwater Equipment, shout out to Brian, aka B Money. So before we get any further, I want to give you just a little piece of the course. I've been talking a lot. You probably are wondering what this course is about. So I'm going to give you a sample. This is one of the newer modules. I've added this in as a result of running the course before and just giving the nuts and bolts, but realizing that those soft skills are very important too. So here's a little sample of the course. This is Certain Media DIY secret number 28, project management for DIY musicians. Sorry. Okay. So that was just a little sample. Project management can be really hard. So I really wanted to put that in there to talk about the mindset more than the nuts and bolts of project management. There's plenty of books out there on project management, which I talked about in the video, but those are part of the new modules that I put in this course that are more sort of the soft skills. And as you notice at the end of that video, I talked about intro to leadership next. So I talk about leadership, we talk about things like networking and some of the soft skills that I added into this course, but we'll get into that more detail later. Going back to the slides, 10 years ago, I was not in this position. Again, just starting out with Farfetch. I was a scientist and I was working in a lab at WashU. But I also understood that Drake was right. Now, no matter what you feel about Drake, the song Started from the Bottom, Now We Here is so true. You really need to start from the bottom. If you start out at the top, look at all the rich kids in the world. Usually they squander their parents' money, right? So starting from the bottom is the key. You need to start small and build. And so that's what we did with Farfetch. That's what I'm doing now with Certain Media. That's what I do with any project. And you'll hear me talk about that within our podcast. Check out Market in Darkness if you get a chance. And there's other podcasts that I produced. And check out our blog, DarianWigfall.com or allaboutthelevelup.com. You have to start small. You have to start from the bottom and build from there. I'm back. Little technical difficulties, y'all. Bear with me. Okay. So I did all that just to say, don't just listen to me. We've had people take this course before. I'm just going to play it from this screen so we don't have those technical difficulties again. But this is Sailor. They're a DJ as well, visual artists, many more things. They took the course at beta a while ago and gave us, I was lucky enough for them to give us a video of testimonials. So here it is. And a musician and a visual artist, but Sailor started from the bottom too. And now she regularly DJs all around St. Louis, featured at Night Chaser, which is St. Louis's premier house dance party, like house music. She's completed a number of musical projects since then and has much more time to make art because of the time management piece. And if you want to check her out, at sailor.music on IG, I highly suggest if you're in town or if she's in your town DJing, go check her out. But Sailor's not the only person that this program or this course can work for. Certain Media DIY Secrets can work for you too. This is Michael V. He's from Seattle. Well, he's from St. Louis, but he took a course, the first beta course, when he was in Seattle, and he was gracious enough to give us a quote. And he says that this is not only how to make it in the music industry, this is info on how to succeed in life. And so with modules like how to fund your dream, time management tools for DIY musicians, networking for DIY musicians, leadership for DIY musicians, this really is something that I hope will benefit you in your life and in your music career. So that's you. That's your avatar, waiting for your picture to be filled in. You can take this course and it can work for you as well. Sailor and Michael already told you how they felt about it. A little bit more about Sailor to say that you probably have a lot of false beliefs in your head that say, you can't do this. I can't do this, right? I can't be a successful musician. I can't be a successful graphic designer. Yes, you can. I'm here to tell you you can. Now, I want to break down those false beliefs here in this webinar, but I just want to say right here, right now, that you can do this just like Sailor. Sailor had a lot of setbacks. Sailor's a woman, which unfortunately in the music industry is a setback. Sailor's not rich. She had little to no experience starting out. She's not a technician. And when we get together for DJ things, she's always asking me for cables and how to set stuff up. But she's a problem solver. Sailor's very capable. Sailor's imaginative, and Sailor took initiative. And then she learned and adjusted. So that's all you need to do in order to be successful with this program. And this program that we call Certain Media DIY Secrets is the only musician toolkit available that will help you get your project from idea to fruition for $200 or less. And remember that price point, I'm saying that for a reason. Now, getting into how to navigate the business side of the music industry without being business minded, I'm going to give an example of an artist that I helped early on when she first came back to St. Louis, Tonina Saputo, aka Tonina. And she's not business minded, and you're going to see that in this video, but we were lucky enough to actually have captured me giving an example of how to build a sales funnel to Tonina. You're also going to see my man Jelani in this one as well. Shout out to Sean Taylor, our intern that shot this. So, like I said before, we're going to get into how to fund your dream as well. That's the third piece of what I'm showing you today. And then I'm going to give you some game in the end in the Q&A portion. I'm going to write it down up here. It's not going to be on the slide. So how to fund your dream. Jelani Buchanan, aka Backbeat. He is my ace when it comes to shooting content, shooting live streams like we're doing right now. And when he was 27, I don't remember what year it was. When he was 27, we had a plan to get him making $30,000 a year by the time he turned 30. Now, we were slightly off. I think it took a year longer than we expected, but we put a plan together, and by the time he turned 31, he was making more than 30,000. So I think it kind of makes up for that year being put off because he was making more than 31. So, you know, putting a plan together to fund your dream, and now he's able to buy equipment, and we're shooting on cameras that he's bought, right? So he's able to buy the equipment that he wants to use. He's going to be making a lot more media coming up. Stay tuned for Wednesdays with Backbeat and a lot of other things that he's got coming. But I want him to come up and talk a little bit about the 30 by 30 and where that all came from and how that went for you. Come on up, my man.
Word up. What up, dude?
What's up, man?
Good to be here.
Thank you for
Oh my goodness.
being here. Appreciate you.
I appreciate the opportunity, man.
Yeah.
So
Jesus.
it's really cool that yeah, I get the opportunity to share my experience with you, but pretty much on how to fund my dreams, the 30 by 30 plan really put some inspiration behind what I was doing. And I really found the motivation to stick with the plan and actually pull myself up on those days where I just didn't feel like it, but always realizing that there was a goal in mind. And that just helped change everything for like productivity went up and all that. So, you know, it just helps to have something to visualize. That way, once you have that visualization in your head,
It's all about the level up.
It's all about the level up. So, yeah, man, it's been great. It's been great to be able to
tell them how we achieved the goal. How did you achieve the 30 by 30?
So,
what was the end result?
Sure. So the end result was after 3 years of planning and things like that, at the 30th year, I pretty much went back and looked at my finances I was keeping track of each month and leveled it out to where I was making more than I'd ever made before because I was gigging and things like that. But it was a progress or a process to like get up to the level of making, okay, if I want to make $100 a day, that's about what it would average out to. And if that was the goal, then that's a smaller goal than 30 by 30, but that also keeps you on track each month. So the incremental steps of trying to go towards the goal made it easier for me to be put in a position to be offered the opportunity to make as much money as I, you know, would be on my goal. So 30, that happened on my 31st birthday. So it was a little late, but because I stuck to the plan on keeping track of my finances and making sure that I could at least take opportunities that were offered that I could take, then yeah, it got me a lot closer to my goal.
And you took an opportunity here at Tech Artista where we're shooting this. I don't know if you want to tell him how much you're making, but he's making more than 30.
Definitely, it's above 30 for sure. Yeah. Definitely above 30. And I'm excited about the fact that now that I've hit that goal. Now I've kind of adjusted where I put my priorities, especially on short-term, you know, finances. So,
and a lot of that came through us working together with folks at Tech Artista, having an office here with Farfetched, and then them seeing his value in assisting me and then saying, hey, would you like to be the face of the building?
Pretty much, yeah.
So
that's it in a nutshell, but it's been great. I've been more motivated than ever to keep going, and now I've got greater goals for finances and like being able to make sure that the business side of what I'm doing goes well.
10 a day with 10K, baby.
Yes, I'm calling it now. It's gonna happen.
It's coming.
Yes, indeed.
On our way.
Man, I appreciate the opportunity.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Everybody clap it up for Jelani Buchanan. Backbeat. So certain media DIY secrets is the only musician toolkit that will help you get your project from finished to release to the public, or from plan to final objective achieved, like Jelani, that you can get for $200 or less. And who this works for, I'd say it works for anybody, but specifically, it'll work for musicians who want to manage themselves better or more successfully, musicians who want to learn how to make income from their art, music industry managers, and people who want to manage musicians better. And that's pretty much it. If you're in the industry, this is for you. If you're not, a lot of these are transferable, like I said, but I really want to speak to musicians and music industry professionals that are managing musicians, because a lot of this will help you too as a manager. It's knowledge from being in management. So what you're going to get, I've talked a lot about the course, right? What you're going to get: Certain Media DIY Secrets Masterclass, the daily schedule. Day 1 is introductions and dream building. Days 2 through 5 is introduction to music production, which is home recording, time management, funding your dream, things like that. Day 6 through 13 is business aspects of music, from how to protect your music overseas, to how to register with ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC, the Library of Congress, how to register a business and with Sound Exchange, and introduction to sales phones. And days 14 through 30, rounding out the whole 30-day challenge, is music promotion. So that's like how to book a show, how to promote a show, how to create video content, social media etiquette, venue etiquette, and much, much more. So the Certain Media DIY Musician Secrets Masterclass starts with how to fund my dreams. This is intro to music production, because you need money to make music, to buy equipment to make music. Top 6 time management tools for DIY musicians. And we give that because a lot of people, especially musicians, struggle with time management, responding to emails, making gigs on time. All of that falls into time management. And I give you quite a few tools in there to help you get better. Now, we're all works in progress when it comes to time management. I don't think anybody is a true master of it. Everybody's on a journey with that. But we want to give you some tools that will help you tighten up your game when it comes to time management. We're also going to do home recording for beginners and home vocal recording for beginners. And most of these videos are 5 minutes or less, so it's not going to take you a lot of time to watch them, but there will be some follow-up. When you get to the music business section, you get into how to get your music on iTunes and other streaming platforms, or Apple Music, if you want to call it that. How to register with ASCAP, how to register with BMI, how to register with CSAC, how to register with the Library of Congress. So that's getting into protecting your music and things like that. And I brought a little visual aid in that regard, because I'm published. Now, I haven't published a ton of music yet, but again, I've mentioned before that I'm a published author. So I have a book called The Dying Breed, and I also just published an ebook for this course. So if you want to get that, we can put the link. Actually, you can go to our Instagram. There's a link there. If you go to our Facebook, there's a link there. It's got the same name as this course, Certain Media DIY Secrets. You can look it up on our website, allaboutthelevelup.com, darianwigfall.com. But when you publish a book, this is for the manuscript of my second book, Not So Princess Jasmine, as well as the ebook. You get a letter that looks like this, right? From the Library of Congress. See? Certificate of registration, and that's the seal, and that's the person that currently runs it. And then it tells you what works and all that, and then a little description on the back. So I'm not just saying these things, I'm doing these things, right? I'm telling you because I know, right? And if you don't register with the Library of Congress, you can't get royalty checks like this, right? Check stub. Check stub. This is all from my first book, right? I made over $800 in royalties and over $5,000 in sales. I've sold over 600 books. So I'm speaking from experience. I'm not just talking out the side of my neck, right? I've got sales in another realm, which is why I say that a lot of these skills are transferable. Registering with the Library of Congress helps me as a writer, right? So they look and see how many times my book is sold and then make sure that my publisher sends me a royalty. We're also going to talk to you about how to protect your music overseas, how to register with Sound Exchange, which is the online form of the Library of Congress, how to register your craft as a business, and introduction to sales funnels for DIY musicians. So if you're not familiar with the sales funnel, if you saw an ad on Instagram or Facebook for this webinar, you went through a funnel, right? So basically a funnel breaks down to three things, and this is not my own knowledge. This comes from Russell Brunson. Hook, story, offer, right? We put a video and a headline out to hook you, and then there's probably some little video or maybe even a written piece that we would consider the story, and then the offer is this course that I'm selling here today. So all of you have gone through a sales funnel. You may not know how to build one though. It's actually quite a different skill set, and we teach you that how to do that in this course. When you get to music promotion, we're talking about how to book a show, how to promote a show, how to book an album release party, because that's different from a regular show. How to build my tribe, which is building your audience. How to create video content for your supporters. How to connect with your audience on stage. How to package your album for release. How to write great copy. How to make an EPK, which is an electronic press kit. Every musician needs that. I even have one as a DJ. Venue etiquette, because you need to know how to conduct yourself properly at every venue. Proper social media etiquette, because sometimes that can be hard. And even if you don't want to be on social media, you need to be on social media to promote yourself. And there's rules and levels to it. So we have a video about it. Introduction to live stream. That's a new one because we're live streaming now. And with the shutdown and potentially other shutdowns coming, we want to give some crucial aspects on how to live stream so that the next time you try it, you have a firm foundation on what to do. Networking for DIY musicians, I mentioned that earlier as one of the soft skills. Relationship management for DIY musicians, now that's an even more in-depth soft skill, teaching you how, once you meet people, how to manage those relationships. Intro to leadership for DIY musicians. Project management for DIY musicians, which you saw the clip of that earlier, and that's only 2 minutes. Most of these new ones are 3 minutes or less. I really want to take up very little of your time. How to register with the Mechanical License Collective, and that's a new body, governmental body, similar to the Library of Congress, but similar to Sound Exchange. They look at your spins online or use in web series or on YouTube or in a podcast. So the government, the United States government, has actually put together a body that looks at the use of your music online. And that's the Mechanical License Collective. It's founded in 2018, and they've already started paying out royalties to people. I'm registered, Backbeat's registered. You should get registered. And then not only do I give you all that, but I'm going to give you a bonus with intro to podcasting, because even as a musician, podcasting is a great tool to promote yourself. Even if you don't create your own podcast, you should definitely be on them and get interviewed. Get interviewed on a podcast. It can spread your reach way further than you could ever spread, because that podcast is there for perpetuity, and you won't always be able to tell your story the same way each time. but somebody can go listen to that recorded version and then it's always there. And then I'm going to give you even another bonus: how to get noticed on streaming sites. So we talk about how to get on the streaming sites, but getting noticed, whether that's Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Google Play, all the ones that are out there and that are popular, getting noticed on those streaming sites is not as easy as you think. And there's some tips and tricks that I've learned from other people and just from conducting a music collective to help you get some traction with your music once you get on the streaming site. So with certain media DIY musician secrets, you'll be able to successfully navigate the music industry. And that's your definition of success. You have to define success. I can't define that for you. Again, we talk about 10 a day with 10K. I can't just do that with music. Honestly, my music will only be a small piece of that, but you have to just define success for yourself, and you can use this course to get you there. You can rid yourself of most of the tech side of promoting. We break all that down to a point where you can only be on social media a few hours a month and still be great. And you'll be able to create an audience that truly connects with what you do, with the long term versus flash in the pan. We all know about Tekashi 69 and people like that that love to be controversial for the moment, but don't necessarily have that much substance. We're looking more at the long term versus that type of flash in the pan. And so with this course, you'll be able to create an audience that will be with you for the long term. With certain media DIY secrets, we will be able to, we as the team here and yourself, will be able to bring positive cash flow to artists who are previously losing money. Because if you're not registered with the Library of Congress or the Mechanical License Collective, you're losing money because you're not getting the royalties that you're owed. They're still collecting them, it's just sitting in a bank somewhere. We'll also be able to help you create a brand that we can all be proud of and create a community that truly connects with what you do. Again, I love helping people, so I want to help you create that community as well. And I'd like to see that community stay with you for the long term versus the flash in the pan. With certain media DIY secrets, back to you, you'll be able to save at least 4 to 6 hours per week, which is 16 to 24 hours per month out of your promotion time, which is what I was talking about, kind of condensing all of that social media, posting, creating content. We give you the basics and the breakdown on how to make that workflow go a lot quicker. And what could you do with another full day of your month not promoting? Because when you add it up, if you're doing 3 hours a day, that's 90 hours a month, right? So what if we could cut that down to 76, right? A full day of your promotion not promoting. What would you do with it? Would you make more music? Would you go to the park? What would you do? Think about that. You'll also be able to save approximately $10,000 and 10 million mistakes through trial and error throughout your music career. And what I mean with trial and error is we have tried all of these techniques with Farfetched, with the artists in Farfetched, with ourselves, with other businesses, with artists outside of Farfetched, with artists that I'm managing now. All of these things have been tried and tested, and we've made the mistakes where they didn't work first, and then we figured out how they worked. And we will help you skip all those mistakes and save all the money that we spent making those mistakes, buying shirts that didn't work, buying into websites that didn't work, all of those different things. We can help you cut that out. What you're going to get, again, is a certain media DIY secrets masterclass, which we value at $3,000 because there's 30 modules and I'm just valuing them at $100 per module. With all the knowledge, again, that you're getting, that's a really good deal. But you're also going to get Certain Media DIY Secrets Toolkit written guides. And that's bonus number 1. So you get all the videos. There's 30 videos teaching you all the lessons, right? But then you get written guides that go into further detail and show you the nuance of the lessons that we learned, right? The experience that we had that goes into how that video comes about, right? So all those guides, 30 written guides plus the 2 bonuses, and valued at $1,500. So we just value it at $50 a piece, $1,500. Bonus number 2, because I like to over deliver, y'all. I'm not just giving you the class. You're going to get much, much more. You get the Ask an Attorney written guides from Faro Law. I have a friend named Mike Lavazetta, who's an attorney in intellectual property, and he helps small businesses. And he sat down with me some years ago for an interview, and he wrote out the foundation behind that interview in 3 separate modules, right? So he talks about top 5 things to know about copyright law, corporate forms, and anatomy of a contract. And all of those I have on audio, and you will get those with this course if you buy today. Total value of $900. He charges $300 an hour because he's an attorney. So we consider each of those modules an hour's worth of his time. 3 modules, $900. So what you're going to get, Certain Media DIY Secrets Masterclass, plus the 2 bonus videos. The Certain Media DIY Secrets written toolkit written guides, bonus number 1, plus those 2 written guides for the bonus videos, as well as Ask an Attorney written guides from Faro Law. Plus, bonus number 3 is the audio series. So I just mentioned that he sat down with me for an interview, right? So we recorded that, put it on an MP3 form, and you get that as a bonus. So if you're not big into reading, you just want to listen to it. If you like Audible, you like audiobooks, the audio series from Faro Law will explain all of what went into the written guides just through us speaking, right? And that value is $750. We kind of take it down because he didn't have to take as much time or as much thought to put those together. And so, again, you get the Certain Media DIY Secrets Masterclass plus the 2 bonus videos, Certain Media DIY Secrets Toolkit written guides, bonus number 1. Bonus number 2 is Ask an Attorney written guides from Faro Law, Mike Lavazetta. Then bonus number 3 is Ask an Attorney audio series from Faro Law, and you can see the values there. So the total of all that would be $6,150 if we just gave it to you at face value. But we're not going to do that. If we gave it to you at half price, it'd be worth $3,075, right? Still a pretty good deal for all that you're getting. But I want to take a minute and ask you a question. What would it be worth to have a successful indie music career? Now, the person I have here is Chance the Rapper. Most of us know who that is. If you don't, look him up. He's had a very successful music career, and he stayed independent the whole time. All of the things that Chance the Rapper uses to become successful are in this class, especially the registration. He's able to protect his music the same way we are by registering with the Library of Congress. The letter I just showed you, this one. And he's able to collect his royalties. I'm sure he's registered with Sound Exchange, and he's probably registered with the MLC at this point, so that if his music's being used in podcasts or in web series, he gets those royalties. He's also registered with ASCAP or BMI, a publishing rights organization. If you don't register with a publishing rights organization, you're never going to get your royalties from your music when it's played on the radio or in TV or ads like in movies and things like that. They look at mechanical sync license, and if you don't know what that is, look it up. I'm not going to explain it right now, but mechanical sync license is how you get paid from being in a commercial or something like that. And if you are a musician, you should look into licensing. So, again, if we gave you this course for half price, it would be $3,075. And normally you'd pay $197, even at the huge steep discount that I'm going to give it to you at. But today, you pay $97. That's it. Just a few bucks less than $100. And you can get all this knowledge, everything that I talked about that made Chance successful, everything that made Farfetched a successful music collective in St. Louis, everything that is making Tonina a successful musician right now, everything that helped Backbeat achieve his goal of 30 by 31, everything that's helping me achieve my goals as a DJ, as a business owner, as an author, Sailor, who's DJing around town, DJing around the country now as well. All the things that helped us all become successful in this course for just a few bucks less than $100, 97. So you can click this link, you can copy this link and put it in your browser. But I want to reiterate that if you hired a professional like me, it costs you a lot of money. I charge $75 per half hour for consulting. And even if you get the homie discount, I charge $75 per hour. So it's not cheap. And other professionals like me charge way more. Some of them charge from $500 to $1,000 an hour. Russell Brunson charges $500,000 for a day. So if you hire a professional like me, it would cost you a lot of money, way more than 97. Because even just 2 hours with me at the homie discount would be 150. So you've got two choices. Right now, you could do nothing. Number one, you could do nothing. That's what most people will do. Most people don't take action. Most people will sit there and say, I can't do this. This isn't the right thing for me. Oh, but the economy. Oh, but my job. Oh, but my husband. Oh, but my wife. Oh, but my kids. Or you could do what they say 80-20, but I'd say it's probably more like 10%, maybe even like the 1 or 2% of people that will take massive action do. You can take a leap of faith and you can continue on with us. But even before that, I want to make a guarantee for you, right? This is Foghorn Leghorn. If you're familiar with Looney Tunes, you know his famous line, I guarantee, right? I guarantee you that if you don't make more money from this course, if you're not able to protect your music better from this course, if you don't get registered with a publishing rights organization and they start sending you your royalties because of the knowledge that you get from this course, if you don't find a way to become successful, just like the people that I've talked about today, I will give you your money back. $97. It's only $97 to get in the first place, but I'll refund all that money and I'll help you build your own funnel. Now, if you're not interested in sales funnels, that's okay. You don't have to do that part. But I will guarantee you that you'll get your money back if you don't get any value from this course. And I'm going to give you one last minute bonus. I love to over deliver, y'all. I can't just like give you one thing. I'm gonna really give it to you today. So you get the DIY Secrets Cliff Notes. And what that is if you don't like reading, you don't really want to take the time to watch the videos. Now, I will say that the videos in total is only 2 hours and 45 minutes. So in less than 3 hours, you can get all the knowledge that helped me build a popular music collective in St. Louis, helps me be a popular DJ in St. Louis, helps Backbeat do what he's doing, helps Sailor, help Tonina, all the people that we're working with. The Cliff Notes is just the bullet points of each lesson, right? So it's the bare bones that you need to know. You could read all this in less than an hour. And now you would have to follow up with some action. You're not going to just read and then do nothing, right? If you're the type that takes massive action, you're not going to do nothing. You're not going to take that first option. You're going to put in some action. But the DIY Seekers Cliff Notes will make that a lot easier, a lot faster. And there's a little video here, which is even another bonus that I'm going to give you. But it's going to cost you $1. That's it, though. I'll play the video. So that bonus is really for the people that love what we do with certain media. I have it on my phone. Put it over here. I got it on my phone. Backbeat has it on his. My dad just liked the color so much. He put it on his. So if you're all about the level up, like we are, you want to get that screen background, but it will cost you $1. So it's sort of a consolation prize. Even if you don't get the course, you can get something that will help motivate you every day to tell you and remind you, level up. Like Backbeat said, sometimes you don't have all the motivation there when you wake up in the morning. But if you have the proper tools that can then imbue that energy into you, even when you're not feeling it, right? So that's super important. Mindset is important. The name of my new company is called Wealthy Mindset for a reason. So again, what you're going to get, Certain Media DIY Secrets Masterclass, value of $3,000. Certain Media DIY Secrets Toolkit Written Guides, bonus number 1, value of $1,500. Bonus number 2, Ask an Attorney Guides from Federal Law, the written ones, value at $900. Bonus number 3, Ask an Attorney audio, not videos, sorry, audio from Federal Law, valued at $750. And bonus number 4, the DIY Secrets Clip Notes, valued at $500, which is a total value of $6,650. And if I gave it to you at half price, it'd be $33.25. But again, your price today is $97. And with that, talking about the course, I'm going to give you one more example of what's in there. We have a new course coming out very soon called DIY Podcasting Secrets. So if you're into podcasting and you're not a musician at all, this is for you. Even if you're a musician and you're into podcasting, this next course is from you. It's going to be 10 modules, less than an hour. I really don't want to take up a ton of your time, but here's the sample. So what you just saw there was an example of one of the ending guides that's in this course, but also leads into a new course that we have for DIY podcasting secrets. I'm going to start the clock now. If you want to sign up for the course, you can go to the link that's right there at the bottom, all about the levelup.clickfunnels.com/opt-in 167-162-612-6049. And if you can't click the link from where you're at, you can just copy and paste that, write it down, and then put it in your browser. It'll take you right to the landing page. You'll see Sailor again, and you'll be able to sign up for the course there. So with these last few minutes, I want to give you some game that you can take with you to, number one, help make you maybe a little bit more money, but also help you get in place to get a Grammy, get on Billboard, things like that. So markers here. If you've heard of this before, you may have heard of it before. Nielsen, this was a company that used to monitor your television to see what you're watching, right? And they still monitor media, but now they merged with SoundScan to do music monitoring. So you need to go to nielsensoundscan.com and register there. Now, this is not a module. This is not in any module in this course. I leave this specifically for this webinar because I want to have something to give you that you can't get in the course just here in the webinar. But when you register with Nielsen SoundScan, put you in the running for Billboard because SoundScan reports to Billboard. And then the Billboard charts make Grammy eligible. So if it's your dream, I'll go back here. If it's your dream to get a Grammy or even to really be at the top of the Billboard charts, we talked about how do I navigate myself to the top of the Billboard charts for less than $200. Right now, I'm telling you a free part of that is register with Nielsen SoundScan. So this will also help you get more royalties as long as you're registered with a publishing rights organization like ASCAP or BMI. This plus ASCAP or BMI equals royalties. So not only will you get your royalties, you'll chart on Billboard and be Grammy eligible. So make this a little bit better. NielsenSoundscan.com. Just a little game. So I say game, maybe you're not familiar with that term. A little knowledge for you that will help you achieve your goals, achieve your dreams, because number one module in this course is how to fund your dreams, because all of us are dreamers. If you're here as a musician, as an artist, all of us are dreamers. We have a dream. We probably saw an artist that we idolized as a child and then wanted to be that person and then started to pursue that. So this is one of those pieces of the dream, is maybe winning a Grammy or at least charting on Billboard, but it all starts with registering with Nielsen SoundScan. So with these last 10 minutes, I also want to give away some things. I have so I'm an affiliate for this book series called, I would call it the Secret Series. It's a book series by Russell Brunson. And if you're not familiar with him, I'm going to show the book a little tighter here. .com Secrets. This is where we get our knowledge of sales funnels, right? So before I got this book, I was not familiar with sales funnels. I knew what it was just inherently because I'd been through one. And as he started to explain it, I was like, oh, I've experienced this before. But most of us are not familiar with the term sales funnel. And this is the underground playbook for growing your company online. And the new version is called the underground playbook for growing your company online with sales funnels. Now, this is older. This was published in 2018. There was an update in 2020 that I have now, which is why I'm able to give this away. Backbeat also has that copy. It's hardback now, but I have notes in from the book, and I'll even show that a little bit. Sales funnel process, IDA, attention, interest, desire, action. So, and even little examples of how that would work. I'm gonna give you those notes, and you can see little dog ears there. Those are really, really important lessons from this book about how to build sales funnels. And I want to give this away to the first person that buys the course, right? So go to the link, click the link. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. We'll answer them in the chat. But this course is the only course you're going to get like this. I've seen Billie Jean as marketing. I've seen Ben Rock. There's quite a few other people out there that are putting together DIY musician courses, and none of them are quite like this. First of all, they all expect you to have fans already, right? If you don't have fans, how do you get them? We talk about that in how to promote a show, how to connect with your audience on stage, how to get noticed on streaming sites. All of those are pieces of how to get fans. Most of them also expect you to have a budget already. Most musicians have no money. Trust me, I've managed quite a few of them. And I've been a struggling musician. I'm not struggling anymore. Praise be to whatever gods may be. But we want to teach you how to fund your dreams, right? Before you get into anything else, we teach you how to fund your dreams because that is a part of music production. Again, producing music requires money, whether that's buying studio time, buying equipment, being able to take off time from work and make music. All requires money and still pay your bills, right? All requires money. So we start with how to fund your dreams. And this course is only $97 because I want to make it accessible to artists like you that don't have a ton of money, but if you're willing to invest in yourself for just less than $100, will make a huge impact. Again, cutting out the 10,000 hours, cutting out the 10 million mistakes that we made across all the artists in the collective. You don't have to make all those mistakes. In less than 3 hours, you can take this course. Most of those other courses are long. We are just as detailed and have the same nuance in the written guides that I talked about. But we don't make you sit down for 24 hours or however many hours the Billie Jean marketing course is. We don't make you sit down for that long. It is a 30-day challenge because I don't want to give you too much at once, right? So we start off with dream building, and that's all you do. The first day, I want you to dream as big as you can because by the end of the 30 days, you'll have all the tools to make that dream come true. So we start off with how to fund your dream. Then we go to top 6 time management tools for DIY musicians. Because if you're making money from your craft or making money in general and you're trying to get into your craft, you need to be able to make shows on time, make it to gigs on time, rehearse as much as you can. If you have a band, making sure that you manage that time, help them manage their time. Time management is going to help you as a musician and just in life, like Michael said, who took the class, the first beta course. So these are not just tools for musicians. These are tools for your life. I use the top 6 time management tools in my daily life. I'm using it right now. I'm seeing notifications pop up on my Google Calendar app, which we highly advise to use. So again, I'm not just telling you to do these things, I'm also doing them myself. Um, the last thing I want to do is reiterate protecting your music and getting royalties, right? So more often than not in the industry, music gets stolen from the person that made it originally. I have a friend whose name I won't mention, but I will mention the larger artist that basically stole his song. He had a lawsuit against Katy Perry and Juicy J for that song Dark Horse because he had originally produced that song for a Christian hip hop artist. And then I'm sure some A&R who was scraping the internet for music found the track and then had somebody reproduce it. And then he heard it. Obviously, it was not his music. So he then used an attorney, a entertainment law attorney who we know personally, Eric Hyera. If you need an attorney that does entertainment law, definitely check him out. Kayra. I'll actually write that down. We used him for Farfetch quite a bit, and I'll probably be using him in the future for shopping beats around. But more often than not, music gets stolen. And so, in order to have a claim to say that I made that music first, you need to register with the Library of Congress. And so that's sign right there, that symbol. I registered my book and the ebook that you can get if you go to our Instagram, just go through our link tree and scroll down to the ebook link. You can get the ebook. I think it's only $7 right now. So if you don't have $97 to get the whole course, you can get just the written portion for $7 on our Instagram. You can also get a mini e-course on our Instagram. Just go to our Instagram and look at the highlights, go to DIY mini course, and you can take this whole course. Basically, I go through all the clip notes in video form, and within an hour, you can go through the mini e-course so that you can at least get some of the knowledge that we're giving here and be able to act on that. Now, to get the full experience and the full knowledge, you really need to buy the course. But there are options out there for you to be able to get this knowledge in a smaller version that we put together, specifically because we know musicians don't have a ton of money all the time. Now, if you do have a lot of money, might as well buy the course at this point. It's going to make you more money. And then from there, you can do whatever you want with that. If you don't have a lot of money, I know it's tough, but you got to put some skin in the game. I've had to invest in myself a number of times, whether it's some of the equipment that we're using now, the laptops that I bought in the past, all of the equipment that I get for DJing. You have to invest in yourself. So if you need help with that, again, you can go to our YouTube or our Instagram, look up the highlight on our Instagram on how to fund my dream, certain media at certain media studios, or on our YouTube, just look up how to fund my dream, certain media 314. But use those tools and techniques to be able to make a little bit of money and then invest in yourself again, right? You don't want to immediately take the profit out, right? You don't want to take the money out of your business or your craft immediately. You want to put it back in and reinvest. And that's what we teach with this. Again, starting from the bottom, you need to reinvest as the building grows or as your career grows. So we have smaller, more, or I should say, less expensive ways for you to get this knowledge. Go to our Instagram or our YouTube and then invest in yourself. If I don't get any other message across to you today, you need to invest in yourself to show yourself that you believe in yourself. Sometimes deep down, there's a voice in you saying you can't do that, which actually means that you don't believe in yourself at some level. And I hate to see that. I've had it before. I've had to kill that part of my personality. But I want to tell you that you can do whatever you're setting out to do. You can reach that dream. You can reach that goal. This course is going to help you. I can help you with my coaching as well. You can go to darianwigfall.com and check that out, or allaboutthelevelup.com. But that's the end of the webinar. Time's up. We can't wait on here forever. So go ahead, either copy the link, write it down, put it in your browser, go ahead and purchase the course, and we'll see you next time. And until then, it's all about the level up. Peace.